Depending on the study you read, change efforts in organizations fail to achieve their full desired result somewhere between 50 and 70% of the time. So this week, I'll give you a model to make change work. Hello, I'm Randy Pennington. Thanks for joining the conversation. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that little bell to never miss new content just as soon as it's released. So think back on all the books, seminars, speeches, articles, and yes, even YouTube videos on change. Don't you think we'd be better at it by now? And yet, as I mentioned in the opening, change efforts in organizations have a success rate that ranges somewhere between mediocre to dismal. Getting buy-in and overcoming resistance to change are definitely challenges, and I shared ideas on both of those in previous videos. You can find the links to them in the description below. I've said and written that faulty change leadership is more of a factor in failed change efforts than faulty change management. But even then, you can't blame the historic failure rate of change initiatives simply on people not buying in or accepting change. Part of successful change leadership is utilizing a systematic approach to keep people connected, focused, and engaged in actually changing performance and behavior to deliver different and better results. So here's the model that I've developed and been using for over 30 years. It begins in the center with linking the change to your mission, vision, and values. Now, this should be a blinding flash of the obvious, but sadly, it isn't. Too often, leaders fail to connect the dots to help people see how changing what they are doing right now will help the organization be better. And when you think of it, every change, maybe with the possible exception of regulatory changes that are out of your control, should help you fulfill your mission or purpose, achieve your vision, or more effectively live your values. After that, a lot of things start happening at once. And I know you want a checklist that neatly fits on an Excel spreadsheet or in a Gantt chart or in your project management software. And that can work for small changes, but complexity and size bring messiness, and that doesn't easily translate to fixed timelines. There are a couple of places to focus next, however, and it's building urgency and support and establishing measurable goals and metrics. Building urgency and support is a continual need, so it makes sense that you'd begin this early. And if you think about this through the lens of technology adoption, about 16% are innovators or early adopters. The chances are good that they've already seen the need to change or will jump on board as soon as you lay out the good business reasons for doing so. Another 34% are considered the early majority, and speeding up the time to get this group on board gets you close to a tipping point to make change work. Establishing measurable goals and metrics creates context and focus by defining what success looks like. It also helps the people who focus more on numbers than vision or relationships know that you just aren't out there chasing windmills. Next, you should start aligning processes, structure, and system. This might take a while depending on the size and complexity of your change, but it's where the work gets done. I've used the word alignment, but this could also be creation or even re-engineering. Your job as a leader at this point is to make sure that the change does and will do what it's supposed to do, and ensuring that the entire organization is aligned and capable of supporting it. As the change progresses, you'll want to continue building support because you just can't have too much communication. The goal is to start over time engaging the 34% of late majority adopters and making a dent in those 16% who are laggards. You start evaluating and updating capacity and then making any structural changes to your organization as the processes and systems are finalized. The capacity building carries on past the official implementation to provide support as people are learning the new way of doing business. For instance, one of my healthcare clients set up rapid response teams to answer questions and provide support on every shift as it implemented its new medical records system. Finally, you have to empower action and ensure accountability. Mistakes are inevitable in the early days of every change. So you have to allow people to try and fail in pursuit of making the change work. You can deal with people who make honest mistakes and learn from them. You can't allow people, especially those in leadership positions, to undermine the change or continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. And remember, you can't tolerate any mistakes or refusal to change that threatens the safety of others, significantly violates your values, or is illegal, unethical, or immoral. The time frame for accomplishing each of these areas really depends on a number of factors, including the complexity of the change, the size of your organization, and the level of resistance in your culture. But I've successfully used this basic model with organizations as large as 30,000 and as small as 5 people. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Next week, we'll continue the discussion on how to make change work. I'll share ideas on why change initiatives fail, and then answer some specific questions about what is and isn't necessary to ensure success. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to never miss new content just as soon as it's posted. Also, please share this with your friends, give us a like, and comment with your ideas and questions. We're here to give you the strategies and tools you need to succeed both today and tomorrow, because the heroes in every marketplace are known by their results. I'll see you next time.